It is 6:09 p.m., January 7th, 2024. I'm not certain that this is going to be posted, but I have been nudged to do a reading, so we're going to see where this goes. This reading is, where are you? Right there. Okay, if this is being posted, this is not for any specific person. This is being read for, sorry, where am I supposed to look? The red dot, I guess, whatever. It's for the land. I think I've been seeing Hawaii and the American continent, North America. I don't want to get too into it, but I've been asked to read about that for now. So we're going to read about that. Okay, what's going on that they need to know? Let's start from the West Coast. First of all, why is this message being asked to be heard? This thing. What's the actual message for everybody that needs to hear it? I keep hearing, don't go begging at your altars when the snakes are within, something like that. When you should be doing this internally, you're doing this. What does this have to do with countries, places, land, whatever you're talking about, having me talk about? What is this? This is going to be very spiritually based for some of you guys, and not in regards, like, not really physical world stuff, okay? I'm going to try to read the message for you as clearly as I can, but the way it's being translated through me internally, or at least the way I'm hearing it, it's not nice. I'm just going to tell you. The countries, the land, the soil that you should be honoring, the things you should be tending to, have been like hung up and left to the side, while the attention's going to the stones, idols, and victim mentality and that kind of stuff. But these things internally, or in the land, in the soil, maybe inside something, because I don't really see a sky in either of these. There's obviously the thing about tall grass and snakes. This is reminding me of something in Hawaii. People praying to the goddess Pele for help. and then she helps. These two snakes are protecting a honeycomb, but snakes are also seen as negative, which is strange sometimes because they're not all bad. These are protecting honey, the nectar. This one's being either saved from trying to eat itself, or it's being made to eat itself to save the rest of something. The Ouroboros, but it's twisted up. So you can look at this positively or negatively. You're either helping or you're not. You're either just showing faith and communing with spirit, but you're not putting in the work, or you're putting in the work but it's not with the right mindset towards the land. There's also a big thing about respecting the maiden mother and crone, the elders, the goddess, not just a phallus symbol. Because if this was a male god, then it would look more like a female god. It's like the female aspects are exaggerated, the birth giving, the motherhood, the nourishment, etc. So this person praying there, it's a message. I'm trying to help you comprehend this, okay? It's not just praying to or hoping or wishing, casting spells or whatever for something, but it's like putting yourself on the dirt with the soil, with the earth, and with the tree, the phallus right here, and the statue as well. The mother, the father, the masculine and feminine. There's some imbalance in the energies of these areas, because I was asking about the West and Hawaii. It's like there's some imbalance in masculine and feminine energy. Even the geometry on these crystals seems inaccurate to the actual patterns these crystals are supposed to be forming. And then this is the other card. No leaves on any of these trees. The land back there being barren, dried. Allow your feminine energy wherever you are on the continents to assist you in feeling compassion, sympathy, regret, sorrow, tenderness, care, gentleness, so that you can see where the imbalance is and what you're doing individually as a star point on planet Earth, whatever that is to you. Whether it's a construct or not, it's still something that functions as a whole. There seems to be a sense of lots of earthly manipulation in regards to energy and the emotions of the feminine beings, which include the men as well, being twisted by wands. It's like an Amazon nation that's been suppressed into thinking they have to be just someone's secretary, someone's play toy, someone's option, as if the earth itself is just something to be used. Even here, look at this, it's like a story being told. Praying for help. But the help that you get requires you to do something about it yourself in regards to your own polarity and energy, so that you yourself are a generator or a receiver or transmitter of better energy. So that the barrenness, the emotionlessness, the masculine blah blah blahness of it can be cultivated properly. You see how one of those wands now has a blade at the end to use for harvesting? But every time it's as if the balance shows up. You get the Seven of Pentacles for the earth, things being, fruit bearing trees, but then the fruit isn't, you don't even get it. And then it's this. Look at how the waters have receded. Like first it's lush, then a tree, then the serpent screwing things up, then 8 wands being fired, but then the feminine warrior energy shooting an arrow back towards that lushness, where the serpent protects the nectar. It doesn't try to destroy it. From that, there's this sense of, okay, regrowth, rebuild, make things better, etc. But then there's still this energy, that energy. And then the people that watch, just the bystanders, while things happen that shouldn't be happening. It's a problem. You see how that water from there? And then it's that. Pregnant, barefoot, walking away alone with a stick. If you can comprehend that, not just mentally, but emotionally as well, and look at your environment, your surrounding, with that light, with that sense of divine anger towards what you yourself and those around you have done to the land. If you can look at that and illuminate the way and lessen the negative energy, do something better with it. Instead of that, there's a choice. There's 5 wands here. She's holding the 5th one, but the card is the 4 of wands. What happens when all those trees are gone? What happens if the emotions you share between each other aren't pleasant? What happens when people constantly have to do this when they don't want to? All that energy goes into the soil, into the air. When all of it could have been avoided every single day with better choices, helping people that are in this condition instead of leaving them, saving people from this position instead of letting them experience that pain and grief and then saying it's character development. The injustice of that stays within the soil, within the cellular memory. Bless the waters, bless the soil, the air. Use your words to speak things into the air that will benefit the ears and spirits of other beings hearing them. There's so much talk about this world being, we're all one and we're all connected, but there's so much that people do that shows they really don't care about themselves and the way they treat other people. Because if the other person was in that position, with the person saying, oh, it's just let them deal with it, who cares? And they don't offer any kind of help, even to the land. What do you think happens? What do you think happens to the garbage you throw away? Do you think it just magically disappears and turns into butterflies? There has to be a sense of accountability within each and every single person, and what they choose to do and what they choose not to do when they see situations like this. Internally, within the soil, within the earth, we are all feeling something that is asking us all to transform. But that includes looking within to see what the heck each individual is doing, which is causing whatever is going on in the environment and in the ethers. It doesn't matter how many people are doing what or going which way. Can you yourself change your resonance? Some of you have lived so long under the weight of your own inner masculine tyrants. All you want to do is be softer. How much relief do you think the earth itself, energetically, the grid itself, is going to feel when you put that energy down and pick up positive energy? There's a sense of responsibility and discipline with this, isn't there? Oh, he has to do it. He has to get those back home because he has to do blah, blah, blah. No, even the men need a break once in a while. Even those big macho, drill sergeants need to sit down with a cupcake once in a while. When they don't, this is what happens. And then they take out all that aggression on the feminine, because where was the feminine when the man was doing all that? If you know, you know. The West and the Hawaiian areas seem to be in a place of massive amounts of repressed anger and distorted solar and sacral and root. They crave the nourishment, comfort, and light of the moon, the mother, the gentle warmth of the sun, not the burning wrath of some tyrant. The land can be recreated and regrown and rejuvenated, but the feet upon the land must be feet that kiss the earth. Some of you have never even felt what it's like to lay in the grass and look at the sky. Some of you have been doing a lot of things, but for not very good reasons. You notice a sphinx. One's eyes are covered and the other one's mouth is covered. But one sees what's been done and the other one can speak it. But which one's lying and which one's telling the truth? And from which point of view do you want to see which one's saying what? When deep down you know your heart's telling you the truth. The world isn't going to change until you start putting something else in that cup. There's a distortion in the perception of what is masculine and what is feminine. And what fire really is. Even this tree, with all that fruit, there's a serpent there protecting it. Even this, the Trinity, is being protected by all these forces. Yet it's that energy that is distorted so much. And this is nothing against regular men, because a lot of people and women in that energy, biologically female, also are in a position to where they think that that's what should be done. They're both distorted. Cut through the illusion by recognizing within yourself the way you are with people and the way you are with the land isn't the way it's supposed to be. There's too many spirits in the waters of the world that have been asking for justice, to be remembered, to be honored. Too many warriors and Amazons and knights in the past have fought too hard for the sanctity of the land they lived on. There has to come a point where every person, wherever they're living, starts honoring them. It's not just saying nice things about your ancestors, they're also in all the elements around you. I'm not here to tell you the false history or the real history. I'm not here to tell you what they're doing and what they're not doing. I'm not here to tell you how to do it and how not to do it. I'm here to tell you what you're doing isn't the right thing. And there's a better way. And that better way is getting off that, fighting that within you. Getting either versions of this, whether the male is there with the women kissing their feet or the woman is there with the men kissing their feet. Get this out of your mind too. So you can see the solution, because if I keep telling you what the solution is, you're just not going to see it when it's right in front of you. 4 of Cups, 6 of Cups. It was right in front of you. You left it. You went to do something else. You came back, and then it was behind you and sideways. And it's like the common sense of your reality, of your world, of your planet functions on sharing a cup with it accurately, honestly, authentically. Just you and the planet, you and your creator and the planet, you and the source, God the Most High. Those of you who also say the Holy Spirit, it's also in the soil, in the air, in the life, in the water. If you're not going to honor that world, what makes you think you're going to have a world to honor? If the earth is your mother, And the sky is the Father. What have you been saying to the Father, and what have you been doing to the Mother? It's time to follow a different way, because the internal moral compass has been skewed for thousands of years. No matter how many books are written, no matter how many what's done, this cannot function alone. It cannot. It requires this. Where is she? They have to go together, right? Because they're on top of this. There's that tree again. This is going to sound strange to some of you, but you guys just haven't learned enough yet. Those of you who know, it is recommended that you go and speak to the trees on your property. Thank them for the air they provide and the stability within the soil that you have built your homes upon. Bring healing and soothing to the soil you rest upon, so that the soil can nourish you back with the same love you give to it. You cannot desecrate the soil underneath you with bones and blood and curses and waters that are poisoned and expect to have this in return and civilizations that function. Even scientific advancement can't go that far if you don't comprehend where all that research you're doing came from and what it's based on. Now we got the human to soil interactions done. What else needs to be known about? NA and Hawaii. Dark matter, West. Faith and trust. Okay, well, I'm not going to be sharing any of that stuff. I mean, what the hell does that even mean? Transform the way you see and speak about dark matter. There's a puzzle piece within the grid of your mind that'll help you complete something. So dark matter, West, mystery, completing. If you guys are doing stuff with your brains, like putting chips and stuff in there, I would be very careful. Those of you that are in the West, the message still is the same. Whatever you think is dark matter in your area, mysteries, darkness, maybe, or things that are unmade, things that are unsaid. Speak to yourself and the earth as if you are a mother. and express those things. There's something underneath this I can't really express to you in words what it's and what it is. It's not that I know and I'm not telling you, it's that I don't really have the scientific vocabulary to tell you. Oh, I can't say that. If you use your mind with a sense of grace in regards to scientific studies, the people around you, the world, the energy, the vibrations, whether of the construct or not. If you use your mind with that grace, there's going to be a sense of humbleness, a sense of being shrunk, protected, held, cared for, that will assist you in realizing, recognizing, and putting to a more benevolent use the properties of AI, dark matter, transmutation, and things regarding black holes or voids, dark stars. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's a galaxy. It's like superimposed something over another that transforms. It's like a butterfly effect. So no matter, it's like something that's a pinpoint in time, a thing that creates a branching timeline. So in some way, it's as if it's fate or destiny or written in the stars. But if you can go towards that epiphany or creation of something with more of a motherly, graceful, spirit involved energy to that technology. It's as if it would be brought, it would evolve and be brought with more respect for life. I feel like this is for people that are creating artificial intelligence too, somehow, or have already. And there's some sort of fear. There's a lot of fives, there's a lot of fours. 5, 5, 5, 4, 4, 11. Another 5, the equator. This is interesting because I remember watching a video yesterday regarding Zeus and Prometheus creating humans, and how Prometheus made them in all the different colors, and then Zeus trampled a whole bunch of them, but only the black and white ones remained. There's something going on with the equator, because here we have the west card in the mind, but here we have the equator pointing in the other direction. But to you on the screen, it points it in the west. It's a little bit of a reversal. Whatever is going on, it might shift a polarity, a tilt, an axis. She looks like she's holding the world on her fingertip, and she's pointing like that she's going to kind of tilt it a little bit back into alignment, kind of like that. And when that happens, it's as if water levels will go up a little bit, which will enhance all forms of life. New life will be discovered, new forms of life from deep within the ocean that would rise up. I'm seeing phone lines, telephone lines outside, but there's like water on them, but not above them. Like there's a lot of rain, it looks like, right there. You see? Collectively, planetarily, people should trust good things happening. But those that are fiddling with things that they shouldn't be fiddling with, I guess this is a cautionary thing too. There has to be more of a balance and respect for life and the feminine. The north being changed. The inner core shifting. New continents appearing, new land masses, some being cracked from the other ones. And a Holy Spirit, a divine energy, like, what's that word? Orchestrating, weaving. It's like divine orchestration. Look at the background, there's a bunch of music. There might be a different zodiac sign, like the ones I've been channeling to you for years. A new zodiac wheel. The placements of the earth might be shifted. So maybe like North America is going to be a slightly warmer climate than it's been, because the tilt of the earth kind of go that way. So the equator would shift a little. Colder places get warmer. Warmer places get a little chillier. There might be a weird aurora borealis being seen in places that it wouldn't be seen. There might be forms of butterflies being seen in the winter times, like new species of butterflies that are pollinators in the winter. Or bees. There's so many different ones here. I mean, I don't know how many other ways I can tell you this. Respect the earth, the feminine energy. Things are going to change, and you don't want to be on that side. You want to be there. And in order to be there, you have to go within yourself to the maiden, mother, moon, father, son, sage, the heavenly father, heavenly mother within and above. You have to ground that energy within. See? First, it's like this. And then when the moon energy, the feminine, the yin yang, it's balanced. It's like this. Wholeness to something fragmented. It could even be that the continents kind of shift closer together instead of further apart. But some could be experiencing it as if it's breaking apart. So this might be some kind of a message to you guys where it's like it's getting to that point of the Earth's situation that when that it's like when the Earth lays that egg, that might happen so that it can be free or come out, right? And the way to kind of hold the things together, the technology already kind of exists to reseal, protect, and do all that stuff, right? Just like a surgery or a medicine or healing process in the hospital. But the key to all of it, see that golden light? See that golden light? See that golden light? You see that golden light? You see that golden light? You see that pure starlight? You see, even in the darkness, there's starlight. The music of the spheres. So attempt to bless the waters, look, more doves. The places that have been really sandy are going to start blooming. Some of you might be asked to play music in desert areas. Definitely honor the mother and the father, the ancestors, the goddesses and the gods of the land, the Holy Spirit, Mother Earth, Father God, Wisdom herself. Honor them with music and dance and goodness as much as you can. Because there's others on the other side doing things that they shouldn't be doing. And if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing to bring balance, then how's there going to be balance in the part of the grid of life that you're connected to? If your point in the cosmic mind, the source field, isn't illuminated and doing what you're supposed to be doing, then what are you doing there? Use some of that passion towards yourself and the earth you're looking at so that you can help yourself heal and you can be a beacon, a sanctuary, a memory, an existence, a life force, a footprint on this earth that the earth wants to remember. That brings it peace. Voice of the earth. Speaking your word home to the earth. Speak to the earth the way you speak and respect your parents. Sometimes, and I'm hearing this mentally, I'm also seeing it like on ticker scroll. It's like an advertisement for an ancient creation story. Gaia, aka Chaos's wife, Chaos being the primordial mind, the one mind, the God basically. And then all of their creations. And then how their children decided to take that creation. It's like a deep wound in the feminine energy. And once you can, look at that, once you can put love in that area, and voice it, that light can find a way into your reality properly. Energetically, if you're near the coast, please use proper caution. It doesn't matter if, like it says in the Bible, the whole thing about 10,000 things coming at you and then they fall at your feet. It doesn't matter if the tidal wave is 10,000 feet long. Be the part where the tidal wave misses, because she doesn't want you gone. And I apologize for how harsh that could sound, but there's a lot of harsher things in the air that need to be cleared planetarily. Home and earth, growth and plants, marine life and rain, gravity. There's a fire again, the volcano. I would recommend speaking to the earth goddesses in your own religions, cultures, ethnicities, and maybe not sacrifice anything to them, but talk to them from your heart. We have to do things a better way. You see how she's basically like vacuuming up all that muck in the air and the earth and like clearing a new carpet of land. But there are certain things being preserved, certain things being tiptoed around, certain things being assisted to grow, so that these places can bloom again. I mean, obviously it's already begun because there's a tree in a desert that's strong enough to carry that. All it needs is a little bit more breath, hearth, air, and that golden light, which isn't just from the heart space, it's from everything, which means all aspects of life being improved. Because individually we allow to see a higher mind in a higher and better way. Okay. Now, specifically in regards to the Hawaiian Islands, what's the energy around the earth there wanting to say? The void. What do you mean by that? Are you certain that the clouds above you or above the clouds that something would bring you solace from out there? It seems to be a wound of the area itself, like it was connected to the rest of the continents at some point, or there's a history to it that's been lost. It's like, are you certain the history of the land you remember is true? I don't want to tell you what I remember because I don't want to drag you on different timelines or anything of that sort. But wasn't what we were told. It's like Hawaii was more of a epicenter of some utopia, some paradise, and it was distorted. Things were shifted and things were hidden. Maybe some child or some heir to something was removed because this child is separated by a crystal. And then here, it's like something else there. It feels like the pain of a mother losing a child. What needs to be said or done about this? Whatever was removed from there, it needs to be brought back to there. Whatever was removed has to be brought back. It's like some, those movies where it's like some sacred relic was removed, like just taken from there. And once it's back, it calms down. What happened to the kings and queens of that place? Look at this. The child that's now a wild woman that belongs to that place. The daughter of Hawaii. Okay, I don't know what the heck this means fully, but it seems like there was something done, some lineage, something regarding the Hawaiian ancestry. I don't know how many hundreds of years ago, I don't know how many thousands of years ago, I don't know. But it seems like there was some child or some heir to something of that area that was removed, and since then the land has been fractured. Maybe it's like the history of the land itself, that it was connected to a bigger continent first. Like it was one big massive thing and it was split apart. You see how there's two right here? And maybe if you look at it from above the clouds, you'll see, or maybe if you go beneath the clouds, you'll see. To make, like, change your point of um, perception on the land itself. There's something in the collective consciousness that knows about this. And maybe it's something that was seen as evil or good, or something that was done that was good at the time, but throughout history it's turned, not so good. Or there's a lot of choices being made that are not good choices, that are affecting the land and the energy of the land. Kind of like how if you keep having arguments in your house is going to feel like a place of discord, not peace. If you're not real and authentic with how you speak with the land and your neighbors and people, there's a facade, then it will appear that way in the land. And you might see it as a construct or a matrix. But that construct and matrix might only be just how people have been communicating with each other with inauthentic expressions that has created a sense of veil among them. Kind of like someone asking this child, "How are you?" And she says, "She's fine." And then they believe it. And every time it's just kind of taken shape as a border, a barrier, a boundary. There's something within the sunrise and the sunset. If you maybe look at the sunrise and the sunset, or you're looking at the environment at that point, life is designed to thrive with diversity, with uniqueness of all sorts. Take a deep breath and just relax. This is a lot of heavy messages. But the underlying message of all of it is there's an imbalance in the energy structures that are going within the earth itself. And the way to fix that is to emit a better energy, vibration, a better frequency. Anything else? Accept where you need nourishment and accept where you can offer nourishment. Attempt to consume more fruit objects instead of processed things. Give and accept help. Do it with grace, wisdom, and the light within you. something about the phases of the waxing crescent being important in how you nourish and take care of yourself in the earth. I just heard someone ask, does this mean I have to be vegan? No, you don't have to be vegan. But you should be probably eating more food that is grown off of trees and bushes because it comes from the earth, which means your vibration will be tuned better to it. There's something about rose petals, like sprinkling rose petals in your environment, planting more roses, planting more willow trees around the water. Oh, if you live in a space where the water levels tend to get high, plant willow trees. They love water, and their roots are strong. Now I'm gonna go because this is. I feel like this is what I feel like. I'm just floating through space. But on the surface, it feels like there's a bunch of stuff growing, and some of it's itchy. And that's like a metaphor for the earth and the people on it that are causing discord. And those that are keeping others silenced. It's like they don't even know what they're missing out on if they would just work together. When are they going to recognize that the anxiety and the fear they feel when they want to do something like this is because they fear that there are many paths, that there are different ways to go, that they might actually go from being power hungry, controlling, etc., to working together, that they might actually be happy. It's as if they have a fear of happiness. So they do this. And that's why these people get angry, because they've been kept like this, when all they want to do is help others see this. Even the ones that have been doing this, because it's just gotten absurd. Even this underworld has sparkles and fairies and crystals and plants and flowing water. And they're like, no, 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 no. But yes, sorry, yeah. The earth is many things, but it is not a product. Did you guys forget that? It's God's jewel, not your supermarket. If you sit long enough and see the error of your own ways, whomever you are, wherever you are, whether you're part of they or not, you'll recognize there is a way better way. And that feeling of having to give away that grip on control, it might feel bad, but only for a moment. And then it feels eternal bliss, happiness, harmony, balance, union, growth, life, new chapters, new stories, new journeys, but not somewhere else. While we create this place as a ghost planet, all because of what? Mischief, manipulation, and greed, when we're supposed to be this, and living life. What if all that stuff happening to Pachamama's head is what you've created individually? How would you make it better? I hope this has given you some food for thought, that you're going to see how you can remember the old ways and incorporate them with the new, and how you can use your magic towards yourself and the earth in a benevolent way that acknowledges you comprehend your connection with the earth, not just as a being, but as a being who has allowed you to live upon her. If you can honor God the Father and God the Mother, then you can honor the earth as well, because the earth is loved by God the Father and God the Mother. And if you don't love the earth the way they do, then you know what I mean? Now I'm gonna go. I hope this helps you. I can't really move this camera that much, so nice drink of water. I love you. Have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful day. I guess I'll post this, and I'll be back later tomorrow or something to do another Voice of the Earth thing if needed. I want to go more in detail on the other continents, because there's stuff we can make better, you know. Okay, have a wonderful night or day.